Feels good to see that intro again, bro. Wow, here we are. It's like this is how long it's been since we shot an episode. Usually, I do not see the sun outside when we record. It's like the end of summer and like the sunlight's still hanging out with us. So it's been a while, man. When was our last recording?
The last recording, I want to say that was it June? It was before con season. I know that.
Was it
so
before
it had to
Juneteenth?
like.
Around
I think
Juneteenth?
it was. Did we do a Juneteenth episode? I feel like we did. I feel like we did something around the parade and the party that we had after. I'm almost certain we did. So I think that might have been the last episode.
Interesting. Yeah, I think we didn't do one after the party. I think that's what happened because that was Blurred Con soon after that. So, All right. Well, anyway, we just gonna go in and do it. So, what's up, y'all? ATO HC Outsider here. Him Chala, if y'all are watching, that's my little subtitle name there. I forgot what it was. I had to re-enter everything because this is a new browser and all that. So, had to re-enter that. But here I am. Here we are, bro, with another season, and my fantastic co-host always keeping me sharp, bro. What's up with you?
Yes, sir. It's your boy Lelouch V. I'm happy to be here, man. So many changes happening in the background of life over the last couple of months, and readjusting to this and trying to come out here and make good content. So I'm in a good place.
Yeah,
exhausted.
Yeah, man, who you telling, man? It has been a season.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we might have not been doing much on the podcast side, but everything else has been moving and shaking. So, thank you all for listening in, tuning in, whether you're tuning in live or hearing this after the fact. Definitely been in the lab cooking up a bunch of different things on the business side, on the personal side. We got a lot of programs popping off, so we're gonna talk a bit about that. I'm sure we've been consuming a lot of TV and just like things over the summer, like Lelouch said, con season passed and all that. So it's a lot to catch up on. So let's just go with the general summer question, man. How's the summer been going, and how do you feel going into the fall season?
Summer's been crazy. Honestly, like I got to do things that I didn't think that I ever would. I got a chance to talk to one of my idols, Carl Jones, the producer / voice actor for Thugnificent on the Boondocks. I'm actually helping one of his people prepare for an interview with him. So,
man,
be on the lookout for that. Also, being able to go down to DreamCon in general was an amazing experience. BlurredCon was also amazing.
Yeah.
But DreamCon.
Different beast right there.
More people. Also a lot more content creators. So like the conversations were a little bit different. But overall, just another celebration of Blurredom, man. Also, shout out to Blurred.com. Continue building that relationship there, and man, just so many great things. I don't even know how to condense it into a thing without rambling on.
For sure. Yeah, no. I mean, you did a lot, bro. And we've been spending a lot of time, like throughout the summer, just like in the lab, just cooking and just also just enjoying ourselves too, like going to different spots. And you still getting taste of that Buffalo lifestyle. It's been pretty interesting. I feel like a personal tour guide out here.
I didn't mention one of the bigger ones that happened right here out in Buffalo. The Buffalo Blurred Party. We also had our first one of those. That was amazing. Man. Amazing turnout. Great people, great vibes. Hosted by my partner over here.
Yeah. I was getting there. I'm fine. It's fine. You jumped the gun. It's okay. We're gonna come back to that because I know some of y'all listen to her Blurred Party and you were either like, yeah, that was tough, or you're like, what is that? So we don't get back to that. But yeah, BlurredCon was a dope experience for me too. My second one, that was pretty cool. A lot of great people, especially from like the year before, who I got to meet again. That was pretty fun. Different just outdoor activities. Been on my bike a lot this past summer. Different Wakanda Alliance events and everything. It's been a nice summer. I think I've had a good time to get some relaxed time, some downtime and everything, but also just been working. And just churning up this thing we call the Galactic Tribe, man. And on top of that, wedding planning has also been pretty fun. Sort of. I ain't gonna talk about it here because it's all good. But I do plan to put a couple drops of Afrofuturism in the wedding. You know what I mean? Just something
I
light,
mean,
but also something
if
very
all the
noticeable.
tables aren't gold trimmed, we're gonna have a problem. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we got vibranium candles, fam. That's how we pulling up. Vibranium candles is what we doing out here. Yeah, people were gonna be
No
dancing
guest
zero
list.
gravity.
You have to get the bees to check in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't think you're gonna just sneak in and crash the wedding, bro. Your Komoyos better be on point, or else the robotic Panther security guard is gonna escort you out, and that's gonna be the end of that.
And that's not a cosplay either.
It's not a cosplay either. Once I go, oof, and yeah, they already know what time it is. Man. Big Jabari boy is at the door. So yeah, man. Things are going great, and going into this next season is also very exciting. But yeah, let's jump to this blurred party that we did, because we got to talk about it on our personal profiles. We haven't got to talk about it on here, and I think there's a lot of conversation. We've been talking about an article for Blurred. Did I write? I wrote that article, right, between like Blurredom and Afrofuturism.
Yes,
I did, didn't I? Yo, I got to go back and read that. I forgot that I submitted that. Yeah, just trying to find like the intersection between Blurredom and Afrofuturism, and where they all kind of intersect, how they all kind of separate and everything. But I mean, when you talk about Blurredism, I feel like that's a very large arc of things you can get into, whether it is science, writing, or just consuming things, also. So, but yeah, we decided to do a blurred party up here in Buffalo. I was just thinking, 40 people. And when I say we, like I did this kind of off the Galactic tribe tip, just so I can kind of, in case something wild happened, it wasn't on the business side. I mean, I'm just trying to be, economically smart. So, I said, yo, let's do a blurred party. I got off of Blurred Con. You were at DreamCon. It's like all these different things are going on. I'm like, okay, then you come back to Buffalo, and it's like, okay, what is there for us? Because about how segregated the city is, and like there not being a lot of venues in a particular area, especially ones that cater to people of our, I guess, demographic, or of our interests, right? You're not gonna walk into a TV or walk into a bar and they got anime on the TVs. Like even whether you're in a black area or a white, like it doesn't matter. Like you won't walk into most bars and see that. You won't walk into most bars and hear, old school hip hop being mixed with some of the new school with some Afrobeat or house, right? So like, instead of trying to like ask about where that vibe is, let's just create it. And that's what happened. And I'm thinking like, maybe like 30, 40 people might show up. It'll be a nice little vibe or whatever. When like double the people showed up. And we did it at a cider bar, so wasn't no Henny involved. Wasn't no Casamigo shots and nothing like that. It was a couple hard ciders, and they had beer, and they also had a couple liquors. But for the most part, that was going off. We had video games, so we had Smash Brothers, we had what was that, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken. The Tekken was going crazy. Like there was times where I would just be walking on the other side of the bar and just hear oh yeah, bro. Like it was insane. Outside was real lively. Things were going really well in there. Shout out to the DJ too. DJ, if you know, she, and by the way, all this stuff is, all the recaps are on like my YouTube. So go to Ace the Outsider or go to Buffalo Blurred Party on Facebook. That should pop right up. But yeah, DJ, if you know, she had her Sailor Moon outfit on, looking real good, spinning just crazy. Like most DJs don't look like that, fam. And when she did her thing with that. She did her thing.
She was nervous about it, and I was like, we couldn't tell because you killed it. So I was really happy to have her on. Yeah,
people were just so excited to go into a space and see other people who liked what they liked, who spoke the way they spoke, and they could share the level of interest. Because in most bars, you're not just gonna walk up on the short and say, "Hey, how was that episode of One Piece the other night?" You know what I mean? It's not just the normal thing, but in that space, the abnormal felt normal, and people felt really comfortable there, so they weren't worried about if the DJ had skipped a beat or if what had happened. We also had, again, anime on the TVs, black characters, different cartoons, Boondocks was on the TVs.
Shout out to Black Star for that.
Shout out to my man Black Star. He's been out here killing in the video game tournaments, so definitely check out Black Star. And then of the cosplays, the outfits and everything, people dress very comfortably. That a lot of different lovely outfits, cool outfits, cute outfits. Everything was pretty interesting. And again, I didn't think people were really gonna turn out that much. Like I saw people with like glowing wings and crowns and like stuff that just really came together really well. And just like the energy, the reception, and everything. People just asking when's the next one gonna be before the first one is even over. How long have these been happening? Where have I been? I need more. I need it. Feed me. Like that's kind of the vibe that we got. And so after that party, we went back to the owner said we were great to have, and she was just like, yo, do another one. And we're just like, all right.
We'll do 3.
Well, yeah. Just do another one. Like that's how it came off. So yeah, next one is gonna be next Saturday. So if you're in the Buffalo area, definitely pull up. We're doing a 90s theme. It's how you like the title? You like what I did with the flyer, fam? Where I put the 2 in the middle between, yeah.
I just made a logo for a stream that I'm getting together with my guy Stan, and it's similar to that. I'll show it to you. The time is like I meant to drop it in the chat when we were talking about it, but I didn't do it. But yeah, I'll show you.
Dig it.
We was definitely like linked on the brain now. I respect it.
Okay, love it. But yeah, it's Blurred Party 2. Run it back to the 90s. That's the name of the event. It should have been Run It Black to the 90s. I did not think about that until after I did it, but it's okay.
It's okay. We're gonna make like a 90s party for 90s babies. Feels like a thing that we should do annually. So for sure. For the second one we do, we'll make sure that one's Run It Black to the 90s.
Yeah. But also at this point, the kids who were born in the 2000s are in their 20s now, and like they slowly starting to pop out. So it's like, they might have the fits wrong. They might get the left eye band-aid on the wrong eye there or something. Put it over the eye or something like that. Like, we might have to coach them a little bit, but it's all good. We're gonna have a good time. 90s culture, I think it permeates so well to other cultures. Two other time periods that people will get the general idea. Like, there's young people who grew up in the 2020s or 2010s that still watch 90s cartoons, Hey Arnold, Rugrats, and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
SpongeBob is also 90s, and everybody loves SpongeBob.
He just made the cut, fam. Like he just made
literally.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. So let's get into some Afrofuturism. Like, I don't know if you've been consuming anything as far as TV goes. I know we got a bunch of different titles have dropped over the summer that were like pretty good shows. So what you been watching, Luce?
Yeah, I mean, so the one thing that is distinctly Afrofuturist that I have watched, and it's something that we talked about within the programs that we've had as well is Kizazi Moto. I'm usually not a big fan of anthology series. Like I'm usually a pretty harsh critic on those. Check out the Benanel podcast or YouTube to see some of those, especially looking at you, Guillermo del Toro. But no, Kizazi Moto, I loved it from start to finish, bro. Like the stories felt that it was a different level of connectivity I had to it, knowing that again seeing the pigment also helped a bit, but like the way that the stories were crafted were very understandable. The mannerisms of the characters were easy to relate to for me as well. Like it's small things that really like draw me to a piece of literature, fiction, media, whatever it is. Yeah. And they hit it really, really on the head with that. I loved every second of it. And honestly, I've rewatched it a couple times. I'm probably gonna have that as a regular thing for me because I really liked it. Hopefully we get another one. Yeah. And I don't know if Moon Girl counts, but man, bro, like
I say so.
I was not expecting to enjoy that series the way that I did, bro. Like I felt like a kid again, kind of watching some of the stuff because I mean, the plots weren't like crazy thick, but it was just like situations like, oh, I remember when I felt that as a kid, or she be saying something was like, oh, like that is like what 8th graders do. Like the small things that I really liked about that too. And then the intro grew with me over time. It definitely felt like it was something written by Lizzo, which not a problem, but it definitely, yeah,
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
like this pop rap type of joint going on. Yeah. I was actually just watching Moon Girl today, just doing some recap, some review for next week because we're planning to talk about cooperative economics and Moon Girl. Like they recreated her. This is what I like most about some of the comic to film adaptations, that they really have played into the family really well too. Like like Across the Spider-Verse, which also came out this summer, and how like Miles Morales' family, they kept his parents together and alive. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that was really a beautiful choice because now you get to see more of that family dynamic and also how the parents react to their kid, going through these certain situations. So for them to say like, oh, her grandfather founded this roller rink, and the parents are helping run it, and now she has a role. So that's 3 generations you have in this family business, which I think is a beautiful thing to put onto a cartoon and animated series. There's not like the mystery missing parent, or like you don't have to, or the depression that comes with losing a parent. Something that was in Static Shock and a couple of the other shows we saw coming up. So for them to like not only have the parents present but also have the grandparents present and alive, it's just been really beautiful. I also think of shows like Craig of the Creek, which has shown like the Black family in a beautiful manner as well too. So while not Afrofuturist, I have been watching it when I'm on the way to sleep. It's been very gentle on my ears, not like too much crazy over the top action and whatnot. So love me some Craig of the Creek.
So wait, before we get too far,
go for it.
Is Miles Morales Afrofuturist? Was that movie Afrofuturist? Because there was some time travel. He was in the future, and he wants to preserve, like the life of his family, who is a the Afro-Latino family in the future. You know what I'm saying? That is a goal. Is there a way to connect those two, or is it like way off base?
Miles Morales embodies like what it's like to be a geeky Black kid who's also like a genius, because those are the people who move the world, are Black geniuses, people who are into tech but also art, because of all the intersections that are in between and everything like that. And I think that they've hit it on the money as far as like his character and persona goes. Like he's cool enough to like have some swag to him, just not like cool in all the aspects, but it's okay. He has his flaws and everything. But also him like solving problems with technology and just like his whole strategy and approach to everything. I definitely think that Miles is Afrofuturist, and I'm so excited for the next one, man. That cliffhanger was crazy. But and even like having other Black Afrofuturists in there too, like Hobie was mad dope, but like Hobie almost stole the show. Like
too swag.
Too smooth with it, man. He was like, yo, how are you so cool? I was cool all the time, fam.
Shout out to I can't remember his name right now, the voice actor for Hobie, Daniel Kaluuya. Shout out to him. Killed it.
Yeah. And even what was the other sister's name? She was the tech projection. That was like,
what was her name? Because I'm low key like trying to like ship them.
Spider, whatever her name was. She was dope too. I think there was a lot of different things. So it's like a lot of Black people of color got their shine in that. So that's an Afrofuturist movie I think should start being on more lists. So I definitely vouch for that.
So
go ahead.
If I do a stream of Miles Morales, that could be tied to Afrofuturism for Galactic Tribe. I feel like that's a thing.
It's happening. It's happening. It's definitely happening. And also like there's also, I noticed like a few articles, like I looked up Afrofuturism news, and like an article from Essence came up and it said 5 Afrofuturistic titles you should watch or read, and one of the titles was Children of Blood and Bone. And so this is like the thing with Afrofuturism, it's broad, but it's not so broad that it covers everything just because it's Black people involved with it. Children of Blood and Bone is a book series, blanking on the author's name, but it's about.
Got one of the books in the back. I'll got it.
Cool. Thank you. We got a copy too. I just can't remember the author's name, but came out a few years ago. I think there's 2 or 3 books out right now, and it's more of like mysticism and wizards and like magic powers and everything. So I think there is like another I guess genre of Afro mysticism and Afro fantasy that people can sometimes tie into Afrofuturism. And even though like we are magical, we all come from this magical place or just various magical places, I think there should be more definition as far as like, what category certain things belong under. So even though we can't be monolithic by any means or measure, I still think we should have particular categories just so the wires don't get crossed. And so even people who are examining also don't get crossed, and people who are creating don't get crossed. Nettie Okorafor also speaks on this, and she brings up Afrojujuism, I think, which is like another Afro fantasy term, African futurism, which is like the perspective of futurism from the African perspective instead of the diasporic perspective. So I think those categories are important to identify so that we have more of a baseline foundation to work off of when we're creating or observing different material.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because I mean that's something I definitely want to explore with some of the content that we start to produce for Galactic Tribe, all the social media out there for it. Because I mean, I want to deepen my understanding of like, okay, what is Afrofuturism? How does that differ specifically from African futurism? Where's the line blur between Afrofuturism and Afrofantasy? So being able to show my journey of understanding more of what Afrofuturism is, I hope I can translate over to helping other people to bridge that gap as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think so, man. As long as you don't do like pull a Yasuke and just like cram everything into one thing and then put it out like, yeah, this is it. This is what the streets was waiting for. It's like a curse every time I bring that show up, man. It's just
it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
Because I wanted that to be good so bad, especially with Lakeith Stanfield, being in there too.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna bring down another black entity on this podcast. I refuse to do it. But
it's all right. It's okay. Sorry.
Yasuke could have been better.
It's all right. We know what not to do. That's what that was. An example of what not to do. But you also asked me the question the other day, Lelouch. You asked me if Ahsoka was Afrofuturist. And so I started thinking, well, is Lando Afrofuturist? It's like, so with Ahsoka being forgot the name of the race at the time. It was right there. Twi'lek. Yeah. Twi'lek?
I think it's Twi'lek.
I thought the Twi'lek was like
wait, no, that's the with the tentacles. That was the
Twi'leks. Zayla Akura. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like she always had like these different features. It looked like a mix, honestly. Like she had very, thick lips that you would associate with a person of color, but also
so Ruto.
Okay,
my hair for that.
But so at first she didn't really seem Afrofuturist, especially when there wasn't any, I suppose, I guess, quote unquote blackness to her. But then when you cast Rosario Dawson and now you have these features that are more in depth and particular attitude, which might come off, I guess, quote unquote black-ish, no pun intended. Maybe there is a level of Afrofuturism there also. And when it comes to like the Force and how that's connected to Ashe and if like it's used that way, which like after I watched Star Wars and as I grew older and learned what Ashe was and what all these other indigenous African or African diasporic practices were presenting, it was like, wait a minute, this is just Star Wars and Dragon Ball Z and all these other things that I witnessed growing up. Originating from black creation. So it was just like, okay, well dang, now I'm in this weird mix of space where I'm like, how do I identify what this is? Is it just like an evolution of like what Afrofuturism could be, or is it just something that somebody created based on blackness that's now presented differently? So yeah. With that being said, Mace Windu definitely needs a show. I don't know why it took so long. I don't know why it got ignored. I don't know why.
Like, just go back in time and replace the time that you spent filming
and or
Secret Wars, and then just sub in Mace Windu. Like, just do that instead,
Oh
please.
man, I didn't even finish Secret Wars yet, or Secret
Exactly.
Invasion. I just
Secret Invasion. I'm sorry, Secret
yeah,
Invasion.
you're good, you're
The
good. I
Secret
wasn't, I
Wars was
wasn't,
coming out.
yeah. No, I was enjoying it. I think it was on episode 3 or 4. Just haven't gone back
That's
to it
the
'cause
last episode, actually, episode 4.
is it really? There's only 4
The
episodes.
last good episode.
Oh,
Last
gotcha,
good
gotcha,
episode.
gotcha. Good to know. Okay, cool. So maybe I'll work on that this weekend or next. But yeah, no, Ahsoka's been pretty good. I like the casting and everything like that. The drama seems really good. Doesn't seem too forced. Doesn't seem boring at all. Like I love seeing lightsaber fights. I love Ahsoka's fighting style. So yeah, it's been pretty good. But yeah, Kazazimoto, like you said earlier, I haven't finished it honestly, but I've really been enjoying watching it. I think that all those episodes are rewatchable by 10 times over. Like you can enjoy this series as many times as you personally want to and still find new things. Like, and also like I like watching with the caption on because they'll weave in different languages so well that you won't like, it's like they're speak like Spanglish, like how it just gets woven in there so quickly. So that's been interesting to watch. And I haven't been able to. I want to dissect them more too. I think that's my thing. Why I haven't finished it yet, because I look at something, I'm like, okay, well, who created it? What region are they from? What's this one thing? What's this one term they said? What does that mean? How do I translate it? So I think that's why I haven't like finished the series as much as quickly as other people have. And I want to do some more stuff around that, either making content on our profiles or bringing it up in the workshop so kids can get something new, because right now the Black Panther comic it ain't really doing it for me at the moment. As far as connecting to Galactic Tribe material, Wakanda Alliance program material, this story does not seem to be as futuristic and culturally rich as I would like it to be. And I don't totally blame the author. I think there's a couple of other factors at work. I think that when the words Afrofuturism started to trend a lot more after the first movie, they should have been like, okay, we just did a whole space saga of T'Challa. Maybe we should keep rolling with that. And then they're like, nope, let's make T'Challa the enemy of Wakanda. Let's get him exiled and let's have him find his way back to Wakanda, or help him self-discover whatever type of thing he's on. So while I have been able to enjoy the comic as a standalone thing, I feel like they could have went in a different direction, and I also feel like I can't represent it to our audiences the same way I did with the Intergalactic Empire.
Would you ever be opposed to having like indie comics, especially from Black artists, be a part of the Wakanda Alliance program?
Oh, not at all. I wouldn't mind that at all. Like when I say like in our like description of how it says Black Panther, Shuri, and more, that counts as the and more. So whether it's Moon Girl or whatever, it doesn't have to be from the big two. It could be an Image title, it could be an indie title. Yeah, I'm definitely open to that. So yeah, I think we should definitely do that more, especially if we're going to conventions where we're meeting all these different people. Like I met a brother, T Johnson, TP, I forgot exactly his name, forgive me for but yeah, I met him. He has like a dope title. I got one right here too. Ancient Illumination. This is a pretty dope comic. It's like this I forgot the premise honestly, because I read it last year and haven't gone back to it, but it's pretty bloody. That is right.
Maybe,
again, I have to make sure
for the adults, the young adults.
Yeah. But yeah, now I think that I'm definitely open to having more people, and also not just reading those comics, but also having those creators come in and kind of talk to the youth or talk to whoever the audience is about like their process and what inspired them, how they got to this idea and everything. So I think that's something we should do going forward as well, especially if BP ain't doing it for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's about time we took more control of our the way we show our fantasy anyway. So might as well find some creators that were inspired by the things that we were also inspired by, and then are going on to take the lengths of creating their own medium. So
Yeah. So yeah, we gotta go into like a professional Rolodex of people too. Like there's also like a lot of people who have worked on both of the Black Panther movies, like costume designers and other people who might have did research. So like I think if we like scroll through the credits, we would find like a lot of people. Also, I mean, have you been able to read Tales of Wakanda, the anthology series that I okay. It's okay. I think the audiobook does pretty well as well. So if you have an Audible account or if you feel like buying the audio version, then maybe check that out. That way you don't have to like sit there and read. Because me, I'm personally not a strong reader. Sometimes I feel like an Afrofuturist imposter because I haven't read like Octavia Butler or Tenerife Due or do I forgot how to say her last name, but it's hard for me to read books in large capacity sometimes. Like I don't finish a lot of books, so sometimes the audiobook is just which works better for my energy and my schedule. So
it was like for like when I have time to read, I am an avid reader. I can burn through something really quickly, but it is heavily time consuming, and when you're reading, it is like that's all you can do. Like you can't be like reading and doing something else nonsense,
right?
Not effectively absorb the information the way that you need. So
I fall asleep too because like I'll read something like, oh, that's so dope. Oh, what if? And that's it. Like I'll wake up hours later, like, yo, what happened? So that's the other reason why I'm not a strong reader is because I'm a very strong sleeper. So, but yeah, no, like again, before you got down with us, the year before we invited some authors from Tales of Wakanda to be on the workshop. They tuned in virtually, and that's when we did our first Wakandaverse activity, where the kids and the families were creating their own Black Panther stories. And a lot of these stories like blew the authors away. They're like, yo, what is y'all eating over there in Buffalo? Y'all are so creative. Like they told the kids any of these ideas could be full-length feature films, whatever. So I think that really inspired the kids. So as we work towards doing another round of Wakandaverse, we'd love to get some more authors from the Black Panther Tales of Wakanda series or anybody else who worked on anything Black Panther, whether they are like the main author or an artist or any of these other jobs that go into building this universe.
I'm sure as we go to more conventions, we'll meet even more of these people in person and be able to make some dope content with them there too when we're ready to do that too. So I would love to try to introduce more indie comic stuff to the youth so they can understand there is more than just the big two, because a lot of them. What Image Comics? What is that? I mean, and a lot of general audiences also don't know a lot about the indie comic scene, and it's huge. So definitely want to do more to bring exposure to that.
Yeah, there's a path, there's a framework, there is like a pipeline of how a comic becomes a show or a series or short or anything like that. So and if all else fails, shoot it yourself and see where it goes. You want to start a web series, there's ways to do that. Technology is always evolving, so it's like get yourself a little camera, get some inexpensive mics, shoot a little short or whatnot. Once it starts getting some attention, then just keep plugging away at it. That's really what it comes down to, is that consistency and just having the right team with you too. So we'd love to also invite maybe some YouTube creators who have created like shorts or something like that, because I mean that's how Issa Rae was getting her start. She was making stuff for YouTube, and then look at her now. She's one of the biggest names in entertainment, period. So
she has an animated series with Kid Cudi dropping made by Martian Blueberry.
The hair one, right?
Yep. It's called Young Love, but it's based off the book Hair Love.
Right. That's what it is. Yeah, it didn't drop yet, right? It's not
out. It's coming out on Max though.
Got you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be dope. Max was also, Warner Brothers. They were supposed to do the comic Black, I believe. Last time I checked, I don't know where they are with that. I think that was like a pre-COVID announcement, and maybe it got scrapped. And then with this whole writing strike, I don't know what's going on. So, that would have been cool too. Would have been cool to get that. I mean, not that it's like Invincible, but I mean it could very much be as successful as Invincible if they do it right. So have you read Black?
I have not.
Oh, word. You know what that is?
All
right, cool. All right, let's go here. So Black came out, I want to say 2015, 2016, it was a story about what if only black people got superpowers, and that statement right there is enough to like send the mind just off. It ended up being like kind of like, what's the story where they find like a random kid and like recruit him into a team of superpower people, like X-Men almost. Yeah, the X-Men's like a good comparison. But the caveat was like the villains were led by a white dude, but the villains could be were black as well because they're the only ones with superpowers. So I kind of personally wanted the story to be like white people trying to keep up with the black people's superpowers and just finding different ways to fight against them. But the story didn't go there for whatever reason. Probably because that might have been too on the nose, and the publishers and funders would have been like, yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. Maybe just fight yourselves a little bit before you go into that. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. I forgot the author's name. I know I got it on my shelf here. Actually, let me wheel away while you respond to that statement.
No, I mean, the concept of black people getting superpowers literally went viral a couple months. Was that a year ago?
It was. I think it happened twice. Then it wasn't like the solstice was gonna give us superpowers, and then like something else happened. And I was like, oh no, this is what's gonna give it to us.
Right before it was 12/21 at midnight. So yeah, the winter solstice, and then I think it might have happened again for some reason.
Yeah. It was it was something fun. I think so. Remember when we had that earthquake? Was that earlier this year?
Yeah. Bro.
I was like, I woke up.
Earthquake. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it at that.
Oh, I mean, it was a tremor. It was something. It was something.
Something happened.
I went around. I made a TikTok or a reel, like going around my house, just like trying to see if I had superpowers, just like shaking my hand, trying to see if my power was awakened. Like, yeah, no, that was a thing. That was a beautiful moment for Black culture, and I really think it's just one of those moments that should be going into a meme textbook or like an internet sensation textbook. Like there should be.
So the meme calendar of the year, it definitely made last year's meme calendar. 100%.
Oh yeah, that was good. This year was definitely my number.
This year, yeah.
Sure. Easily.
That is the highlight of August.
Oh man! Well, hey, listen, Aquaman is one of the ones who got the powers. Man, he definitely got it. Why does this feel sticky? Sticky comics is not a fun. It's not a fun thing. It just throws you off because it's like, where has this thing been? I was not eating on it. I was like, why is it like it's like a smushed booger on here? Gross. All right, well, I'm gonna look up ways to clean off my comics, but here's Black. This is the cover. When did this come out, bro? This came out. I can't tell from the back, but this is what it looks like already. Like very.
The art is fire.
Yeah, the art is fire. Yeah, absolutely, and it's like for a young Black kid to smile when white policemen are aiming guns at him. Like that's a statement piece right there. The comic is also in black and white, so for you manga readers, y'all will definitely enjoy that. I wonder if there's a full color version. I definitely recommend getting that, but if there isn't, then the white and black should do just well. But yeah, definitely a lot of action. It is like M-rated, so be careful. Like there's not nudity, but there is like a lot of blood and gore. Like someone is just getting like gut blasted right there. So
that sounds like Wiley.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's pretty tough. So let me see if I can see when this thing kind of came out, because it has some spin-off titles and everything like that too. They've probably been at like, go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry, was it like a one-shot series? Is it like a continuing thing?
No, it was. I don't know if they just didn't continue it. I don't know for what reasons they didn't continue. Like this is the only like full graphic novel on Black that I know about, because then they had a spin-off series called Black AF, America's Sweetheart, and that, you know, is also like kind of a one-off thing. So I'm not exactly sure what the status is. Maybe they put all their resources into filming a short or something, or working with Warner Brothers. So not entirely sure what's going on, but yeah. So
I wonder if Kenya Burris might have tried to shut down Black AF because he already has that show.
Yo, that would be hilarious. Oh, 2017 is when this came out. 6 issues. And the author is Kwanzaa Ose. Oh, I always mess this up. Osajefo.
Mm.
Osajefo. I don't know if there's a letter that's silent or anything like that, but and the other creator is Tim Smith III. So yeah. Oh, Kyrie Randolph also did the cover for this, so that explains why it's so dope, because Kyrie Randolph is that boy. Also, just kind of speaking on comics too. I don't know if you've been reading Static. Static has been really good.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Man.
I'm pretty sure I'm caught up. So
the last one I read was with Ebon, and I gotta get caught up from there, because I think it's been 2 that dropped since then. But oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, Ebon. I love the portrayal of him in the comic versus how he was in the show. In the show, he was just like, the general baddie. This time, he's kind of like Magneto-ish. It's like, let's go. Like,
yeah. He was definitely giving like Killmonger vibes, because he's just like offing people, and just like, well, this is what they get for torturing us. They're killing us. They're experimenting on us. So yes, they're gonna die. Like, and you're just like, he's kind of got a point. Because what they're doing to the kids too is like they did not pull any punches with how villainous these villains are. They're like, they're experimenting on young children, making them self-destruct, making them do all these crazy things. So it's like, they got to go. So I think it just affects that moral compass. So and then you got Static, who's trying to do the right thing, but he's also low-key about to go to the other side.
Yeah, so it's like you know what? Like
he's got a point. Yeah, he's also been taking a couple beatings too. Like, he's been no easy
to Ebon.
Ebon he handed him a hard L. Like, he put him in the shadow zone and just like did just unruly things.
This is above your weight class right now, kid.
Yeah, for real.
Already.
Yep. But I've been loving the series, love the art, love all the fits that Static has had. Like, if it wasn't so dang hot this summer, I would have did like a more like heavier Static outfit with like the hood and everything. So I'm gonna keep working on it. But I think it's about time that I work on it.
You could have worn that at DreamCon, because it was ventilated properly. But BlurredCon was
no
still
shade.
Fun, BlurredCon was still fun.
I ain't gonna say no names. BlurredCon, Arlington, Virginia, Marriott Hotel. But I definitely.
Shout out to Hilton. I hope you see this.
Oh snap!
It's on Facebook. I mean, we're friends. He might see it.
It's all good. I mean, maybe I think BlurredCon's getting to the point where they can be like, all right, maybe we should chop out for this, because this has been a major complaint from everybody. Everybody has something to say about it.
The cost of the con, I love it being at that $65 price point. Go ahead and put that to $100. Put that towards whatever extra cost for heating, and we'll roll with it from there. Like,
it's worth it. How much was DreamCon? Was that like 120?
65.
Oh, so there's really no excuse. So don't tell him to push up the price if he ain't got. Damn it! Oh, there's now we know, we see $100 price tag. We know who to blame. Lucia V on Instagram. Cancel.
I mean, DreamCon price point might slide up a little bit too. I think their first drop of tickets go on sale tomorrow, actually.
Oh man. Whew. All right, well, stay tuned for that, y'all. But there was one other point. Oh yeah, just like going back to like family structures, the family dynamics. Because I mentioned this earlier in the show too, like Static, like having his father there, like teach him how to throw a punch, and like, oh yeah, you taught me martial arts when I was little, but also like just having those adult conversations about not just police, but like community and everything like that. There were some really beautiful moments in there. His sister's really present. The mother is also present. So yeah, there's a lot of great things in that comic. I'm hoping they adapt it. I would hope WB would make the right decision and just invest in Static. Like, y'all should have seen the success of Across the Spider-Verse and been like, oh yeah, let's hop on that bandwagon. Let's like respectfully, y'all could have hopped on the bandwagon, but we got Blue Beetle instead.
And we would have ate that up, bro.
Ate it up.
Animated movie, live action movie, whatever they would have did with Static.
Yeah.
In the seats. I'm sitting in the theater before the movie is released. It don't even matter. I'm in
it. Big facts. Even like Ninja Turtles got a remake too, and that one's like feels more urban, city-ish,
Mm-hmm.
but I need to go see that. But yeah, that's kind of a different
Hey, they're
conversation.
disguised as black kids, so they
You're
black.
right. Yeah, in Power Rangers, yeah, they that was a dope spin. I was happy when I saw that. I'm
Mm.
like, yes, this is so awesome. Word, word, word. But all right, so let's get into some programs because we're coming up on the last bit of the show, which I mean we spent so much time recapping about different things that but that's okay. We can always talk about this again later.
Mm.
So Galactic Tribe, for all those who are listening, thank you again for listening and tuning back in with us. Thank you for waiting patiently as we got back on the horse. We definitely want to get into some more content this year, be more consistent this year. And now that our boy Lelouch is part of the official team now, wah, 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 you know what I mean? Yeah, big stuff moving over there. So yeah, bro, I know that you're still digesting that feeling and also still signing the paperwork and everything, but we get there.
Gotta
We
sign
get
up for
there.
the courses too.
Yeah.
It's work to get to the work of the work, but
Yeah.
hey, we gonna get there. We gonna make it.
We gonna make it. We gonna make it. But yes, let's talk about the program. So Wakanda Alliance program, that's our flagship joint literacy activity community and all that. Every second and fourth Saturday. We also broadcast it virtually for anybody who wants to tune in virtually. But yeah, that's just a really fun time. It's us getting to see all the families come out and vibe with us, learn with us, and just kind of just have a good time. We get some food, we chill, we either read comics or maybe watch a short animated short like Kazazimoto or Moon Girl, and then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about some of the family elements or just elements of storytelling that were presented. And it's always great to hear how kids and adults react to different things. So I think I would like to just help the kids get out their shell a bit more. Maybe like we bring them all to the front so they can, be just feel like they don't have to answer because their parents like nudge them like, go ahead, say something. Like, I think that kind of has the adverse effect sometimes. So I like even John said, maybe we have a whole separate but simultaneous event with just the kids. So I guess once we kind of figure out the staffing and everything for that, logistics and whatnot, maybe we can venture into that. But the secondary options is making content for kids on a YouTube or have a subscription based setup for that. So yeah.
Anything to get more engagement from the kids, I always support. I remember in my youth, like it was always seen like anytime you're having conversations with adults, it's stay the kids' place, stay out of the adults' business, for it to be that inclusive and to be able to be in a spot where they can give their opinions like unadulterated kind of. I feel like that builds a different level of confidence in the kids. So I think we should definitely do more with that, of course.
Gotcha. So yeah, that one's always turning. The wheels are always turning with that one. We want to keep, bringing new ideas, but also make sure that if we try something and it kind of works, let's try to see if we can tweak it and make it better. So, the second program is SPEAR. So that stands for Superior Potential in Emotional and Athletic Recreation. It's always a mouthful to say that. So that is a mental wellness and physical wellness program where we help the youth get centered in their bodies and in their minds before we put their bodies to work, using calisthenics and whatnot. So normally what we do is we go over the acronym. So we say, hey, what does superior mean to you? What does potential mean to you? What are your emotions? How do you process them? How do you use them? How do you not use them? What's the importance of being athletic? Why is recreation so useful in various situations? So, and then we throw like a special word in there like perseverance or discipline, and like really just get into the different vocabulary to make sure kids know what these things mean, because they might hear it from different people, or maybe they don't hear it because they're in a particular setting. But to understand what these things mean and how to use them, how to express them in various situations is super important. So after we take them through the mind exercise, maybe a short meditation, watch an inspirational video, motivational video, and then put them to work. Got some push-ups, got some jumping jacks, here's some jump rope, here's a body weight exercise. Can you do a handstand? Can you do a cartwheel? Just kind of really just making sure they performing to what their body can handle. you know, and also what their bodies are capable of. Because maybe you have a heavier set kid, it's okay. We're gonna find something for you to work on, for you to do, because we're all running our own races against ourselves. So that's a beautiful program. I really like doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, I got my first participation in that in a
Yeah.
workshop a couple weeks ago doing some capoeiras.
Yeah, man. Them knees, bro. You had to do that deep squat. You was
My
down there
knees
though.
are okay. My knees actually did better than I thought they would, but
Good.
my thighs, bro. I was
Yeah,
like,
the
all right, bro.
thighs.
Like I gotta lift my leg.
Man, listen.
The time back into the blur party. That was the day of
Oh
the first
yeah.
blur party, and I was standing in that corner for dear life that whole day.
Man.
Good
Yeah.
times. Good times.
Yeah. Get cherry juice is like a good like recovery nutrient, or has some good recovery nutrients. So maybe
Duly noted.
drink some cherry
Actually,
juice. Yeah.
cherry juice. I would have. Okay.
Yeah. They have it like be pre-bottled and everything, or you can make your own cherry juice, whatever is easier for you. But yeah, that's a good way to recover. And also just stretching afterwards, which I'm notoriously aware of, that I just do not do that after my workouts. Like I do capoeira, I'll high five them, and then I go home. Like I need to stretch. Like we did a lot of cartwheels the other day. Like I was leading the class and we did a lot of cartwheels, so I like made sure that we stretch afterwards, because I'm already knowing like the shoulders are done. That's a lot of work right there. That is connect to our back muscles, neck muscles, and everything. But anyway, moving on. So Spear is a really dope program. We also want to open it up to adults too, so we'll be starting that up again soon. Moving on to Shuri's Lab. So Shuri's Lab is our STEAM program, one of our STEAM programs, where Shuri, being Black Panther's sister, fellow tech whiz alongside T'Challa. Her lab was a very well-known scene from the movies. We wanted to recreate that atmosphere where we can bring creativity, art, and also just technology into the same space. So we partner with a makerspace here in Buffalo called The Foundry, and they have woodworking, metalworking, 3D printers, textiles, and everything like that. And so, based on whatever the curriculum they come up with is, we collaborate to bring the youth into the same space. We talk about, how important it is to identify technology from an Afrofuturistic lens, not just looking at it in the future, but also looking at it in the past, to understand that Black people have always had our hands in technology, in engineering, in science, because that's what started the world. And then, got flipped over by, colonization and anti-Blackness and, whatever else took place throughout the last couple thousand years, 100 years. So that's a beautiful program. We did a smart house last year. This year we're doing aquaponics and hydroponics. So it's like we went from doing this like man-made structure that's like tech savvy, quote unquote, to something that's innovative for the earth. So I'm excited to get that program started for sure. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to, well, one, fully understanding the difference between like aquaponics, hydroponics. And yes, I know aquaponics is with the fish, hydroponics is with just the water and the nutrients. I got that part down. I'm sure there's like more nuances within like exactly how that goes. So I'm looking forward to learning along with the kids some there, because those are definitely beyond my scope of expertise there.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll work it out. It's learning experience, man. Again, these are the types of things that we don't really get in other settings. So it's good that we have something that's consistent that the kids can be dedicated to, and also receive different types of perks for. So if you have a teen that's 14 and I think 14 is the youngest age, 19 is the highest. You have a young teen who wants to get involved with any of those, with Shuri's Lab, have them sign up on our website, go to the Foundry. I think it's on the Foundry's website, excuse me. Have them sign up and get them involved. We'll be doing some I think we're recruiting this September for us, probably within the next week or so. So we got to make sure that's on our website. So, but side note, two programs. That was three, right?
That was Shuri's Lab, Spear, and Conway's program. Yep.
All right, cool. Sliding over to Academy, that's the one, that's the big one right there. 15 different youth that we hire from our city to get involved with leadership development skills, various workshops, meeting special guests, all based on like what their interests are. So if they're interested in music, we have a lot of musicians in our network so that they can come in and talk and share some game with them. If they're into science, we got scientists. If they're into nursing, we got nurses, doctors, medical professionals, all these different people in our network who can come in and meet them and share knowledge with them. Also, us as a Galactic Tribe, building with them on a regular basis, showing them just kind of just ways to go about life and just making sure that they're good, that they feel heard. If there's anything that's happening in the schools, maybe there's some action we can take to rectify whatever solutions or conflicts, whatever conflicts they're faced with. So it's a very beautiful program. And I didn't think I was going to be working with teens in that capacity. And when it came down to it, I was like, okay, well, it's me here. What do I do? How do I pull myself together to embark on this new experience? So I think everybody's going to have a good time with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with that one specifically, I'm really looking forward to engaging with the youth and like actually putting forth skills within them that I wish I had when I was their age.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested into getting to knowing exactly what they're interested in and trying to pour into them as much as possible. Because man, I wish if I had that poured into me, the skills that I have now, if I would have known that would have been valuable to me back then, I'd be so much further in what I want to do. So if I can give that boost to the next generation, I definitely will.
I feel like that's most people. Like very few people are like, yo, I'm so dumb now. I wish I was smart again. Man, I wish my younger self would teach me something new so I could, But I mean, everybody's experience is different. I'm sure that. But I'm sorry, you're more so just saying like if you had somebody who had cared enough to like really help build those skills for you, help you build the skills that you wanted to do, having that environment when you were younger, you would be a totally different person. So yeah, I think we
better
all
version. I beat T'Challa for real somewhere. For sure.
Word, man. I mean, that's the thing that keeps me going. It's just like we're becoming the versions of ourselves, that we're becoming the people that we needed when we were younger. Feel me? So I think that's the beautiful part about what we're doing with everything. So but yeah, so Academy, looking forward to getting those youth. A lot of youth have been in our Wakanda Alliance program, youth that we know from our community. That's the other thing that was different. I knew like one or two of those kids who were in the original run of Academy. So that was like a thing too, because I'm getting to know them now. It's like, okay, a lot of these kids I'm already familiar with. Not to say we've officially let them in. Yeah, they still got to get interviewed. But not saying they have any advantage over another kid, but no, I mean, it's slight nepotism, but it's for the best product. It's nothing personal. Again, if I could open this up to 100 kids, I would, but we're not Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters yet. We're not there yet. We are a classroom.
Yeah. Superpowers are coming, and once the superpowers hit, we can open the full school. Yeah, danger room included. That's where the spirit program is.
That's where the spirit comes in. Listen, man, I've thought about like getting some maybe some like foam weapons or something like that, and just like letting them just go to town on each other.
All I'm saying is, for my birthday, Felicia got me a lightsaber. Like it's one of the Ultra Sabers. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I might just have to hit a couple kids with it. No, not serious. Probably.
Yeah. Probably demonetized. Defund Galactic Tribe. One of the other creators at the Foundry said they found a way to make a Black Panther themed lightsaber. So I'm carrying that on my belt wherever I go, fam. Like it is not like I don't even need the sword to come off of it. Just know that it's on the hip, homie. Like like I am walking around the classroom like what you say? Like
Mace
you don't have your homework? You don't have your homework?
Yeah.
Start reaching for it and everything. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun.
We gotta make that mashup. Mace Chala. She's Mace, yeah.
Tawindu.
That's it.
That's it right there. Tawindu. Oh man, that's crazy. We gotta cap this moment. But yeah, so Academy, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that, I'm sure. Field trips and everything included. It's gonna be a really good time. Last but not least, this is a in the works project, definitely. GRASP, which is another acronym, very long. Galactic Research, Arts and Science Project. So that one is also a STEAM program, more so focused on the arts and entertainment side. So music and fashion are like heavy components, but also just creating. So we have a project we're working on, which is going to be our Wakanda verse diorama. So building a diorama with multiple figures and landscapes, and just like just different materials being put into this effort. Also, it's going to be, I missed the word, it's going to be an interactive. So it's the Wakandaverse interactive diorama with wide. Anyway, I'm not gonna just don't
name
just,
pending.
Name pending, right? What's that thing where they barcode it off? The decoded anyway. Redacted.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be a really great project, and 3D printing, textiles, any type of materials we can think of to put into that. It's gonna be pretty fun. So yeah, I gotta figure out what scenes we want to do. I mean, we're gonna talk to the youth, and they're gonna be the ones to create the story. So I think it's important that we let them know how much of Wakanda there is. I have a Wakanda atlas book that like goes over different parts of Wakanda, everything from the Necropolis to the vibranium mines to the techno jungle and everything like that. So there's a lot of potential we have with that project.
Yeah, I think I know the scene that I want to depict with it. It's gonna be gentle, like beating people through a meditation class.
Damn it, Lelouch, that's exactly what I was gonna do. That is crazy. You're fired. Just kidding. No, we're research. We're project buddies. We're like back in school where like you had to pick a science partner. You're my science partner, bro. We about to knock this out. Because what I had is so when DQ asked me like what story I want, I said I want Gentle to teach Tosin how to control his rage, and really let's draw back a little bit. Another rabbit hole we going down. We can talk more about this maybe on the next one. But Tosin is a new character in Black Panther who comes from this village, who separated from mainland Wakanda to really develop a deeper relationship with nature and vibranium instead of just using it for technological prowess. So by doing that, they also had a practice of tattooing themselves with vibranium. And so some of them started to gain superpowers, become metahumans by using vibranium tattoos. And so Tosin, his abilities, he can harden his skin, he can run quick, he's got some skill to him, but it's very unpolished, and he also will tire out if he overexerts himself, which happens relatively easily. He's also just like mad at the way that T'Challa has been running Wakanda, so he really just has a just disliking of T'Challa. So he's young and everything like that. He's rebel. So I think if Gentle, who's had a lot more experience, being in the real world, not just in the small village of Wakanda, can kind of show him the ropes and like really help him. So plus those people just look dope, having purple glowing tattoos. Like that's the other thing about this diorama. We want it to be interactive, so like if you wave your hand or something like that, it lights up. Like if they imagine them meditating on the vibranium mound, and then like you wave your hand and like the whole mind like illuminates. Like that idea is just like I can't wait, bro. Like I don't know how we gonna do it, but we gonna do it, fam. Like it seems so far off, but I really think it's gonna be the best project that we've come up with as an organization.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That'll be a piece that I think is good enough to have in a few museum exhibits. So I'm excited to get that done. We're gonna make that happen for sure.
Oh yeah, because I mean, listen, if y'all think this is a great exhibit, we had some comments that I was missing on different. Oh man, okay, so we gotta make sure we monitor the comments because I got some from my page and there's some from your page. Anyway,
they should be coming through. I don't know why they didn't.
You got the hide chat on, or
is that... I shouldn't.
Okay, all right, we'll work on that. Sorry y'all if you were making comments and we didn't check. or we didn't respond to them. But yeah, so yeah, listen. So what I was about to say was, hey, museums, like once this project is said and done, you know, I don't want y'all to have a Killmonger situation, okay? You feel me? So I think you should really consider having this exhibit, you know, in the museum. Feel me? So yeah, just watch out for that coffee if you don't.
Yeah, I'm just saying like, yo, if you see somebody that's real smooth asking like, you know, about your drinks, just know it's already too late.
It's already too late. Yeah, hit you with the
especially if he start giving you like, you know, information on a piece that you thought was already right. It's like, isn't that from? No, it's not from that. It's from Wakanda.
Man, listen, fits of the North Star, you're already dead. Like, man. But yeah, so those are the 5 fingers of life, as I've been calling it. Just 5 programs that the Galactic Tribe has been working on to bring to the people. By no measure is it simple or anything like that. There are a lot of thoughts and ideas, effort, time, patience, sacrifice that goes into bringing these things to fruition. And we're really only on like version 2.0. Like, you know how your iPhone's like 18.78, like that's kind of what it's like. So but yeah, keep rocking with us by all means. If you have the funds to donate, please donate by going to our website. I didn't even mention we got an app, bro. We got an app up.
Yes, we do.
It's at its very beginning stages, but it's very clean. You can definitely tune into different events and different updates that we're doing. I think this is going to be a game changer when we really launch it. So I'm super happy to say that we have an app. So go to the App Store or to the Google Play Store and look up The Galactic Tribe. We should pop right up. Download that app and really just make a profile. Nice and simple. It's not even as in depth as like, you know, any other profile. We're not trying to do Black Planet or anything like that. We're just making a lovely app. So I think we'd like record a promo to like promote the app at some point too for the podcast. But yeah, definitely download the Galactic Tribe app, y'all. So yeah. Anything Lelouch on the way out?
Not much. Just make sure if you aren't already, you follow Galactic Tribe, the Wakanda Alliance program on all platforms. We're going to have a lot more content coming to you guys regularly. Make sure you go to the galactictribe.org. We'll have more blog posts, a lot of more information that we didn't give you here. And will all be there, along with deeper dives of what we spoke on this podcast will be there as well. And Wakanda forever.
Yeah, word. Yeah, so keep it future forward, y'all. I'm Ace the Outsider. We'll probably do another episode 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks, I think that's the schedule until we,
Yeah, we'll figure out. Figure it out. Yeah. We'll be back soon.
We'll be back soon. But as always, we appreciate and love y'all. We'll see you at the next event. Stay tuned, and always more to come. Keep it future forward. See you on the next one. Peace.
The stream on the end. There it goes.